Welcome back everyone to more Standard on Arena with me, Autumn, aka Rainy the Witch. Today we're playing some of the actual factual best deck in Standard, Vivi Cauldron. A deck all about two things. One, combining Vivi with Agatha's Soul Cauldron to give all your creatures that have +1 counters Vivi's ability, thus letting you net kind of absurd amounts of mana to cast most of your deck in a turn. The other thing it's about is it's a Proft's Eidetic memory beatdown deck with Mako, FOMO, and Steamcore Scholar, representing a really efficient, aggressive package alongside the memory, being fueled also by Winternight Stories, and then Riddler as your late game that's triggering Eidetic memory. Deck's really sick. He also gets the cheapest, best interaction in Standard, in Flood Maw and Torch. Really not much to complain about this one. It's just completely busted deck. And of course, for anyone interested in playing some Vivi Cauldron themselves, I have a guide up on my Patreon, link up on screen right now. Guide, currently it's at like about 5,000-ish words, covering matchups and sideboarding and building the deck and all this good stuff. I'm going to be pushing an update to it in the next couple days as well to take account of the Spider-Man set and a couple new matchups that have emerged. Had lots of praise. Had a few people even say that they've won their RCQs recently, partly with the guide's help. So if you want to win in Standard, go sign up and check out that Vivi Cauldron guide. What am I getting rid of here? We're certainly keeping Mako, FOMO, Profts. I kind of want to keep Winternight too. So I guess that means we're getting rid of either Island or Mountain. I don't love getting rid of third land, but we have a couple things that are going to cycle. And we certainly want to keep all of these, I believe. Inclination is to get rid of Mountain, I suppose. Hey, Chimera. Standard's going great today, yeah. Oh no, please don't have Annul. Oh, Spell Pierce, yeah, that's really good. So that's really good, partly because it's counted the best card in our deck, and partly because it stops us digging towards our third land. The incredible Spell Pierce. We do get the FOMO down next turn, though. Can't complain about that. Ooh, and we draw a land. Fascinating. God, the torch is so good. Do I just discard the Winternight? I guess I can flash it back later, right? That's kind of fine too. And then we can just go Torch or Siren to stop you developing much of anything here. Next turn, harmonize this off of the FOMO, potentially. And grow the Mako in the process. Oh, Preacher's nice. Okay. Play the memory over the FOMO. I think it's very contextual. More thoughts on that coming in a minute, I guess. I discard 2, I get to attack with a 4/4. That's probably pretty nice. Pretty happy if they trade. Don't really care if they don't. So, memory versus FOMO. In that situation, the reason why I went memory is because it represents more total counters. Because I get 1 off the memory and then 2 off the FOMO, whereas the other sequencing I get 1 off FOMO, 1 off memory. So I get 3 instead of 2. And like, it seemed very likely I was going to be going 2 on 2, 2 on 3 anyway. So that was kind of the thinking. There are lots of things that shift the needle though. If I have Steamcore in hand, Proft is like way better to play first because then I get to go Proft into Steamcore. There are like maybe some situations where you really want to get the FOMO on board first if you're like able to set up Delirium in some way. That you can get multiple Proft triggers on a subsequent turn. Obviously that's a bit hard to set up though, a lot of the time. A little scared of Curiosity. Oh, I have no idea what the About Me says. It's probably already out of date. I'm gonna take a look. I'm kind of curious. How do I see my About Me? Oh, it just says nothing. I'm like pretty chill. I don't know. Most of my friends end up using it's for me, but she, her is also good. Or they, them. Alright. There's the Curiosity we were scared of. Alright. Sure thing. That was a good draw. These 1/1s are being weirdly annoying. Thank you and sorry again. Nah, you got nothing to apologize for. You're good. It is all chill. So I guess I just do this and leave the Mako untapped, question mark? Alright. I can play out this. Abrade the Curiosity. Make some mana. Animate this. Wonder at what point this Mako needs to stop attacking. It's currently just slugging its way through tokens. Like, maybe I'm meant to be trading it with the Preacher at some point, but if I ever, like, hold it back and then it gets killed, then I'm, like, suddenly they're +1 token in that exchange. Frostcliff Siege, indeed, indeed. Common Frostcliff Siege W. I do kind of wonder if I want a copy of Frostcliff in combo Vivi. It's been really nice in fair Proft stacks. Like, kind of absurdly nice. DBH. No, my flyer. That's pretty sad. Okay, Flood Maw is good. Might be about to get floopied. We are not. So now we bounce a token, I guess? You can give the Soulstone Sanctuary cycling. So true. So true. And also give the Soulstone Sanctuary the Flood Pits Drowner text. Who even knows? Alright. You're on 1. This Preacher has been so insane. I do tend to find when I play this matchup that Preacher is like the only way that they can win it. You're somewhat bad at removing the card. Right, that's a lot of cards. I was wondering if I was meant to trade with Tidebinder. I was kind of hoping having 2 creatures would make it easier to attack them, though. Anyway, they now have 1,000,000 cards in hand. And a Sunset Saboteur, huh? Interesting. Cards don't really do that much. Oh, wait. Oh, the Vivi is lethal, right? I stand corrected. These cards do everything. Oh, what a win. Easy game. Easy game. Normally I would not necessarily bring in Fire Magic in this matchup, but I think this time I'm going to because they showed us Sunset Saboteur. Though maybe they bought that card out, who knows. We're boarding out Vivi, Cauldron, these awful Flood Maws, a Winternight. I'm boarding in 1 more card than I normally would, so I have to board out 1 more than normal. I think Dimir good at mid is good at versus Cauldron. I think if Dimir mid was good versus Cauldron, Dimir mid would be the best deck in the format. But no, I do not believe it's good against Cauldron. I think Cauldron's like pretty soundly favored in my experience. Maybe I can take out 1 torch if I'm having this Fire Magic and they do pretty similar things. Pretty mediocre hand, but we're gonna keep. I guess I want to have torch open for bat. Fascinating. Oh. Just do this and torch their Floopy. Oh, I played the Bringer deck today. I was very disappointed. We went 3-1, so like it's hard for me to say anything too negative about the deck, I guess. But it seems a little rough to me to be trying to play a Reanimator deck in a format where lots of people are playing Grave Hate. Feels like the Vivi matchup for that deck's probably pretty bad too. But also I went 3-1, so like, who knows, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe the deck's just good. Annul. Right. Okay. Pretty good. Please, no cure. Oh my god. Suddenly this game is very hard. All of a sudden. Hey, suddenly this game is very easy all of a sudden. Go figure. Go figure. Do I want to Winternight or Riddler? I kind of want to Winternight, and then I can flashback Winternight with Riddler next turn. Pretty nicely. They get to Beastbind the Soul Cauldron. That's quite annoying. Yeah, that's true, Jamur. I do agree with those points. Those are good points. It did feel like it was rough into some of the other like combo decks in the format. We played against Battle Crier, and that felt pretty horrific. I feel exceptionally dead. Well, the Beastbinder can even just target the Riddler. Beastbinder is so good against this deck sometimes. Yeah. Draw 3 cards over there. Whatever. Don't really care to keep playing this game. Beastbinder is a heck of a card. I agree. Very, very impressive 2-drop. I was really suspicious of it when Demir started playing it, but like the more I see it, the more I like it. Just does a lot, you know? I have blue mana open, so I really don't want to expose my Profts for no good reason. I might just let them annul the Soul Cauldron and not really care. Because there's nothing I'm like really want to discard to the FOMO. Letting them cash an annul on Soul Cauldron makes Beastbinder much less scary. Okay. Here's the Siren, sure thing. Yeah, I have a very good Proft hand, it's true. I have drawn a hand of Vivi Cauldron cards and therefore have a good Proft hand. I just want to Scholar this turn, use my mana efficiently, have a blocker to stop Kaito. Yeah, discard this, it's slightly bad into strategic, but I don't think that matters. Because I have lots of cycling anyway. Kind of just want density of cards so that the FOMOs play well. Interesting. They've already played one and all, so I think I have to lead on this to play around Pierce. Also, if they counter this, that's their whole turn, because of their mana situation's really janky. So even if this gets annulled, it's not the end of the world. This also plays around Quench a bit better too. Nice. Love that. They're tide binding this? No way. Crazy. Alright. Desperate times, indeed. So bumping this lets me swing for more. Bumping this lets it block the Tidebinder nicely. Scholar's already kind of our best creature. I don't really want to make it even more appealing to kill, I guess. Although I guess this means strategic would like maybe force us to sack Scholar. Or they could just have no black mana. Incredible stuff. Possible they have another Tidebinder in hand considering how aggressive they were with the first one. Anyway. Yep. Well, this is going to put an enchantment in the yard, so that's pretty freaking amazing. Apparently not. Well, I guess they counter it, it's the same thing. But now we don't get to double trigger Profts, which is really sad. Alright. Let's go for a Winternight. Off this. And then we can O-Bolt this. Discard a Vivi. If I broadside this, I'd get to keep the O-Bolt for curiosity. Alright. So if we put it on FOMO, we get to attack both. Untap this. Obviously they could have like a floopy here, but they do not. Now even if they have curiosity, they need to double block to trade with FOMO. Just like a very acceptable outcome. Yep. Now if we put 4 on this, and then FOMO untaps itself. And they are dead. Easy. Who needs to combo anyway? When you have FOMO plus Scholar. Alright, first win with Vivi for the day. The old walk away from the PC play. Opponent grumpy. So grumpy. I feel like I see a weirdly large number of games where the Dimir deck fails to have functional mana. More than you would expect. Especially now Darkslick Shores is gone, I guess. Nice hand. November 21st, okay. Wow, the turnaround between Avatar and Lorwyn is like crazy small. Uh-oh, we are in a lot of danger. Mako on 1 is so important in mirrors. Like, opponents on the play, but they're kind of super on the play because they did something turn 1 and we didn't. Okay, now they're back to just being on the play because they didn't do anything turn 2. Very surprising. Oh, we get to Profts into Scholar. That's a pretty nice curve. Oh no, please don't have a null. Okay, thank goodness. That's going to be very grumpy if they had it. Main deck a null or Pierce. Just ruin me. Whilst I'm not thrilled about how fast the release schedule is at the moment, I am quite looking forward to Avatar. That should be cool. I watched the show for the first time this year and it's kind of amazing. Well, there's their Soul Cauldron. But they didn't have turn 2. I worry this Steamcore Scholar is about to get torched, but it's also very awkward. We have 2 VVs in hand. Oh, we have found an Abrade. That's a good draw. Do I just get rid of Scholar? I guess I do. Next time I'm going to go FOMO Abrade. Yeah, Omen Paths is like the biggest flop I've ever seen in my time playing Magic. Uh-oh. Vivi in play. Alert, alert. I could have raided that Cauldron. I wonder if I'm ever just meant to run out my Vivi with this Proft in play. Hope they don't have a braid. Like, if they're gonna start growing a Vivi, I kind of feel like I need to start doing something a little busted to catch up. And going Winternight put counters on Vivi certainly fulfills that. The internet, what does will the internet really not shut up about Fleam? I feel like the internet was talking about Fleam for like 2 days. What on earth? How do you not put the counter on Vivi? Uh-oh. They also have Proft's Vivi? That's very scary. Please don't have Winternight or Steamcore. Alright, we lose the game. Amazing stuff. I mean, maybe their final cards are just bad though. And they just they have all the mana but no card flow. That might actually be the case by the look of things. I guess we'll see what happens post-combat, but they'd have just done this pre-combat if they had anything, right? To get more stuff off of Profts. Okay, maybe we're actually in the game. I mean, they might have like a Flood Maw, I guess. Which admittedly is a big problem. Because I go to kill this Cauldron and then they Flood Maw my Vivi and then they put me to 1. Anyway. Maybe I've like navigated this game kind of badly. I kind of want to bounce the Vivi more than the Mako. Because the Mako they can cycle to look for more action. No idea why they waited on that. But hey, we will take it, I guess. Don't let your Fleems be dreams. I don't really understand the hype about Fleem, honestly. I know that loot sucks, and so everyone's desperate for like a half-decent mascot, but... Such a good draw, let's go! Maybe in this game? It's still gonna be like exceptionally hard, but... Maybe. Mako is such a good draw. Kind of a crazy draw. Get rid of the FOMO. So you go. Is there a Vivi around? I don't think so. Okay. Cool. We live to cast nonsense another day. Flood Maw is a pretty incredible draw. Kind of just want to cast this without tapping a creature. You see, so we could double up on Vivis. Amazing what you can do with infinite mana, isn't it? Just kind of planning on bouncing one of their creatures to kill them, though. I guess we can just discard this. It's pretty safe. What are they gonna do, you know? What are they gonna do? Yeah, it could be. I don't know if we need to do that. What? Oh, they're going for the Winternight. Alright, I guess so. Now, we can cast this Proft. Oh, what do you know? Pretty good. Possible we're not meant to bounce the Mako, because they could cycle it into a Flood Maw. Maybe we're just meant to let them jump block with it, because we have lethal anyway. That was probably the more likely line. These bring in Bolt. Seems pretty good. I don't love this hand. It has no Flood Maw, no Mako, no Profts. I think it's just barely good enough that we can't mulligan it, but it's definitely not great, you know? Should probably make them respect Annul here. Decent chance we end up discarding this Multiversal Passage anyway. Well, decent chance this whole Cauldron gets answered, but we're certainly casting it. Nice, it just resolved. They didn't use their turn 2. Turn 2 is like the single most important turn in this deck. So many absurd 2-drops. Kind of wild that they had nothing. Okay. Spirebluff, Steamcore, start developing a board here. I really like all these spells, so we're going to discard 2 passages. Alright, that's a good card. We do have Flood Maw though, to fight over a large Mako. We have some counterplay to this Profts. Ooh, FOMO. FOMO discard island? Hope we don't get annulled. You second FOMO. Right, let's start by attacking for 2 here. And then I think I just want to run out second FOMO. With Riddler in hand, it's possible we can just discard Winternight Stories. Riddler's gonna refuel us anyway. We don't have Profts or Winternight at the moment, so it's like slightly less impressive than it normally would be. We don't have Proft or Mako for it. Obviously, they get to eat it, but it just doesn't really matter that much. Fomotron, indeed. Oh boy, that was very good with Proft Eidetic Memory and with Mako. Obviously, we've had a much better start than the opponent, but Proft is so, like, plus on tempo over the course of a few turns that we could easily fall behind her. They only discarded one, which is surprising. Oh, I guess I maybe should have eaten the Winternight already. Eating the Winternight would expose us to Vivi into the yard, though. Alright. Yep. Sure thing. Second Mako. That's actually pretty annoying. Alright, let's start fighting over their card types, I guess. Abrade. Okay. Well, this is Cauldron. A little bit weird. I can bounce the Mako. I feel like I kind of have to bounce the Mako this turn, but if I do that, I use my mana so badly. I end up killing Cauldron, bouncing Mako, and just falling behind to this memory. Yeah, I don't love this plan. But I guess it's the only plan we got. Saying Go plays into Spell Pierce, but maybe makes them sequence slightly differently, and I kind of need them to trip up a bit, so... Oh my god, stop playing out Makos. Can you believe there are people who sideboard out Mako in the mirror? So baffling to me. I will never understand why anyone would ever do that. Yeah, you don't get trimming it either. Yeah, so weird that people trim the card. I agree. That one's also very strange to me. People trim the card. Oh, I guess we eat a type. And then watch the Cauldron go to our hand. Oh, they're gonna Winternight now. Oh, they're gonna Riddler. That's pretty good too. Alright. Bounce the 7/7. Damn, they did have the Spell Pierce. Oh. Horrifying. Oh, I could have done it with the Riddler. Yeah, you're right, Imbrecker. I should have done that 100%. True, true, true. They have a null in hand, and that's why they bounced. Wonderful. It's gonna get buried by this Riddler. If I do this and they annul it. Oh, what? They have another Pierce in hand? Or oh, I guess they're just shocking themselves to make us scared. Also quite plausible. Oh. Jesus. Actual worst possible outcome of that. The instant doesn't get us there. I have to try and draw into a land and get lucky. I don't know. Yeah, try and draw land 5 for next turn. I'm really far behind. I might just need to take the chance. Pretty high odds it doesn't work out though, obviously. Well, incredible. Alright. We have a 1-1 to chump the 7/7 with at least. If they just cast Riddler, they're instead casting the actual best card. Yep. I care not to continue this game. I know, maybe they mess it up somehow. It seems very hard for them to mess it up. I guess I shouldn't scoop. People make misplays in these mirrors all the time. We have triple FOMO in play. We go 1-1. Block here. Block here. Maybe kind of. I don't know how many Cauldrons are left. I guess we have 2 left. Okay, well. Yeah. So weirdly close to winning this one. Game free. Yeah, no Profts. Profts is the single best card in the mirror by an astronomical margin. If you have a Profts and your opponent doesn't, it's like somewhat hard to lose. The Makos were really impressive for them too. Makos are also really big in the mirror. It's like Profts and Mako are the 2 most important cards. Outside of like interacting with and respecting the combo. Alright, I mean, this is good. Spell Pierce slightly worse on the play, because like it's not necessarily going to line up, but we have the FOMO on 2. And they don't have Mako on 1, which is huge. Oh, do I ever want to say go with Pierce to stop the stupid Proft card from landing? I really want to develop my own threat is the problem. Oh no, they have a null. God damn it. Okay. Discard Soldrin or Stories? Probably Soldrin. Right. They have the broken card. Very scary. Luckily, we have a Flood Maw, which does help fight over the broken card a little bit. Uh-oh. the best hand I've ever seen. We have Artifact instant. We could get to 4 types next turn. Pretty easily. And then we can just Flood Maw the Scholar. Alright, please let me find a land. Please let me find a land. I would have taken an untapped land quite happily. Maybe that was asking for too much though. Untapped land could be reasonable. I think I want to get rid of it though. Since it's very likely we have to cast a Flood Maw next turn alongside this Profts. Alright. They're very good at blocking at the moment. Go Proft. We have Pierce to protect it from Annul. Yep. Resolving this is kind of colossal. So now if I Flood Maw Scholar, we go counter on FOMO, attack both. Untap the FOMO. Then we can go counter on Scholar, attack both. Do we want to attack both again? I kind of like clearing that board quite a bit. So that they can't do Proft's FOMO nonsense. Yeah, if they trade, it seems good for us. I think I agree. I don't want to take the risk, you know? Alright. They can make Scholar a 4/4 and tap it to memory, I guess. Or tap it to Winternight. Yeah, I agree, Kenneth. I'm kind of surprised they traded. Pretty surprising outcome. I don't know if I do this, I play into Annul. If I do this, I play into Pierce. But having a FOMO in play seems way better than casting a Winternight. I guess I just take my chances on this. Flood Maw, huh? So either go to combat, and then I get to post-combat Winternight. Misses me a bunch of counters, but means I get to Flood Maw their 4/4, which seems nice. I should stop before attacks. Oh, they're gonna Flood Maw me. They're gonna Abrade me. Sure. Acceptable. Yeah, lets me hold open the Flood Maw for Cauldron, yeah, which is real nice, I agree. Alright, discards land Profts, still no Vivi in the yard. I guess we just bounce the Scholar again, right? Then we get to untap Winternight, threaten to kill them. Just stops them from flashing back their Winternight this turn. Ooh, interesting card. Alright. Interesting. I guess I'm discarding this. Do I discard this and Proft for 2 counters? Probably. No, they need multiple pieces of interaction to not die here. Damn it. Oh, so good. I was half wondering if I was just meant to put the counters on Mako to play around Abrade. But we'd already seen one Abrade from them this game. I don't think I'm allowed to flashback a Winternight because I want to hold open Abrade for their Steamcore. So, great. Oh, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I have to Abrade their Steamcore, and then they're ahead on mana and cards relative to me. They have to have interaction. Yeah, but like even if they only have one piece. I kind of felt like if they had Flood Maw, it was better to put counters on the FOMO, I guess was my thinking. But of course they ended up having both, which makes things like really tricky. Oh my god. Okay. Terrifying. Kind of just kills me next turn. Yeah, they can be very swingy. I agree. Alright, am I holding open Annul, or am I just casting a Mako? I think I have to cast a Mako, right? To have any hope of killing them next turn. I think I'm not allowed to put counters on it. Because it's likely to end up having to chump block, because this becomes 5 and then 8. Okay. Pretty good. They get 5 counters, becomes 7, and then becomes 12. So we have to chump block the FOMO, basically. Yeah, them developing their land drops really paid off this game. They were like, we reached a point where we were both kind of in similar positions, except they were a couple mana ahead of me. So they were able to just out deploy me in this late stage. That is quite hard to win. This has become 9, 10, 11, so I can't actually kill them by drawing into Flood Maw, so I guess I have to pretend that I can draw into other things that matter instead. As hard as that might be. They have Annul. Wait, what? I gave them priority. Who knows? They could post-combat set up a Vivi, I guess. Well, I feel like they are holding the Annul, and so that this is not going to be good enough. Yeah, they're being really patient with it. They could probably have just fired it off with FOMO and still won pretty trivially, but I guess counting the Cauldron also works. Alas. Sad. I haven't lost a mirror in like ages. I feel like I won something like my last 15 mirror matches. It feels very weird to lose one.